$7,100 landscaping job right here. Actually, we have a change order and I want to show this. I'm going to flip the camera around to you right now. So the customer has a change already before he's even approved the job, which is cool. And I want to tell you the difference in what you would do, what I would do in this situation. So check this out. This customer originally, and I'll put a link to the last video, had a bunch of barberry shrubs right here wrapped around, and then they had like a spruce tree, and they wanted us to rip out the barberry shrubs, clean out the garden bed, put fabric, new rocks, and finish off and redo this landscaping bed. Well, over the past few days, they've now had this tree removed, they've had all the bushes ripped out, and this stump ground right here. Very careful, one thing I'm going to share with you in a second. Well, they could have had us do this. I don't know why, but they got it done, and they still want us now to work and do the garden bed, but now they've created this orange spray paint line, and they want a reduced version of this garden bed. Let me know what you think about that. So instead of this big kidney-shaped garden bed, they've removed that tree, and they want to pull all the edging in, make a smaller version of itself. I brought my little doggie with me. I just gave her a bowl of water, and we're going to go home in a minute. She wanted to come with me. All right, let me get back to the point. It's okay. She's only been with me for, I don't know, like an hour, and she'll be right back home. So, anyways, I'm going to take the edging here, and the customer wants to reuse this aluminum edging, but instead I said I really recommended that we're just going to have to throw it away and get some nice brand new aluminum edging, because you see how it's just kind of dinged up and bent, and you see how there's a bend there from a lawnmower running it over. And even though we could reuse it, this is my work. This is my finished product. Look at that big bend right there. You know, we could pick out the best sections and use it, but I just like to get a nice, look at that, dings all over, brand new edging. So we also, I told the customer there might be something missing, that the roots that the stump grinder didn't get. You know, I don't really have time to dig through here for free, but what I am going to do is I'm going to, okay. I'm going to bring a stump grinder and make sure that I charge accordingly if we run into more stumps. So here's my point. To reduce this garden bed and make it smaller and bring it in so it's a smaller version of its previous self, and then put, we're going to have to dig all this out on the outside, haul it away, get it to a nice clean grade and even below grade, so then we can put in a nice couple inches of black screened topsoil for sod. So the outside of this is going to be sod. So I've already talked about the backyard in the last video, but here's my point. It's going to be the same exact price as it was before. I crunched the math, and it's going to be the same exact price. Instead of redoing the whole garden bed, now we're demoing it and reducing it, and it comes out to be the same price. So, I mean, it could be within $100 or so, but it's the same price. So, that's it. One thing that I've learned over time, and I've known this, but you could be scared to have these conversations with your customers, but this is what works the best. One second, I gotta put my dog in. What works the best is, my friend Stan Genetic, the dirt monkey, taught me this. You be hyper transparent with your customers. Hyper transparency, even to the point where, I don't know, it could even seem kind of cringy. Like, just like you show the bumps, you talk about the bumps and bruises, you talk about the frogs. You know, that's what you talk about. If you see anything that could pop up, you bring it up in the conversation right then there, and you put it in the quote as well. You don't try to like say, oh, we'll cross that bridge when we get there, or let's just hope that doesn't happen, or what's the third thing? It's, oh, that probably won't happen. No, I'm asking the customer, is there sprinkler lines underneath this garden bed? I'm identifying, I'm looking for a gas meter on the side of the house. Do we got to call Mrs. Dig? I'm looking for sprinkler lines, gas meters, underground electrical utilities, and trying to bring up to the surface, conversation and on paper, anything that could happen on this job that could just be more time consuming or create a costly repair. So it's identified and then put in writing that if this then that, IFTT, if this then that. Yeah, so When you talk to the customer and you just communicate and you publish and articulate, and instead of implying, there's implied and there's expressed. You don't imply things to the customer like hoping they'll know what you mean. You express it and articulate it and speak it, and you just speak it as a matter of fact. You stick to the facts. And here's the one thing. When the customer said, can we just reuse that edging? I said, well, let me look at it. I said, it doesn't look that bad, but I really like to put a nice brand new piece of edging because it's a nice finishing touch and it'll really look good. I really like to do that because it's just going to look a lot better. And and you kind of, it's not about you making more money, it's about serving the customer. And then the customer will think about it because they got a million things going on. Now they're going to think about this, and they come up against the edge of that thing. The customer might even be like, well, what will my wife like it? That's one thing customers think about. Yeah, you're right. Let's just go ahead and get a brand new piece of edging in there. It's not like you have just a leaky toilet and now some guy's coming and trying to sell you a $50,000 bathroom makeover. They would like to, if that's what you want. You're just serving your customer. So you reinstalling an old piece of edging that's all dinged up with scrapes and been ran over by a lawnmower 1,000 times, that's not really serving your customer to try to save them a couple bucks. You want them to be happy and not regretting it afterwards, saying, oh, we should have put in new edging. Like, same thing, I had a customer in the past, his Bradford pear tree, it was kind of like that, but way bigger. He wanted us to trim it, and he came out, he said, can you trim it a little bit higher? I was like, dude, we're already elevating the bottom of it. Like, he said, well, I want it higher. I trimmed it, knocked on the door. He's like, well, I want it even higher. I'm like, dude, are you sure? He goes, yeah, I want you to trim it even higher. So I trimmed his tree even higher, and then his wife got upset, and he came outside freaking out. He's like, why'd you trim the tree so high? I'm like, what do you mean? I confirmed with you and I showed you every single time before I trimmed it, and you kept saying yes. He goes, no, you're the expert. Your job is to stop me. I was like, what? That's what you wanted. He goes, I know I wanted that, but why didn't you stop me? I was like, in a way, he's right. So you have the right to say, hey, it's not a good idea that we do that, and here are the reasons why, right? So anyways, I'm excited. I hope that serves you. This job's in the bag, but I gotta get out of here and go to the next. Well, actually, I gotta drop off my little doggy. I want some chicken. Anyways, she wanted to come with me for quotes. So I took her to 2 quotes, and I'm dropping her right back off at home. I got a foam bowl in here with a nice cool water, and she's spoiled rotten, and the air conditioning's on. Anyways, see you in a minute.